Hello, my name is Matthew. This is part two of my Thanksgiving Q&A answers, 9.7 thousand subscribers, my thank you video, and I'm just reading through questions. This is from RJ Malcolm 8066, and he says, or he or she says, congratulations, your videos are always a great comfort to me. Thank you for making them. Thank you for the kind words. Question: are there any authors whose writings uh, you struggle to fully understand slash process, but you continually return to them regardless? Um, I would say Shakespeare is a really big contender. Um, when I'm in the right mindset, I can be just completely immersed. But then to this day, if I'm not in the right wavelength, I still really have a hard time um, getting into the rhythm and getting into the story and kind of getting past the language barrier. But I return to Shakespeare fairly often. Um, I would say the same thing about Chaucer. Um, in translation, modernized translation, I love reading the Canterbury Tales, um, but I have the original English. I think it's Middle English, um, and I do go back to it quite often. It's been a little bit now, um, and I know that it's there. It's attainable for me to be able to read it. I can read it and comprehend it. Getting over that um, um, barrier from comprehension to enjoyment is something that I really aspire to be able to just sit down and read uh, the Canterbury Tales in the original. Um, One of the best examples, as far as struggling to process a difficult author, um, was Dostoevsky. Um, he was an author that I really had a hard time uh, enjoying and understanding in my formative reading years, uh, where it's paid off. Uh, I've gone back and gotten more and gotten more and gone back, and the reward it has been incredible. I don't find Dostoevsky to be an impenetrable author by any measure. There are difficulties. The books are long. There can be a lot of characters. It's psychological. There's philosophical digressions, all that kind of stuff. But with a little bit of work on my part and a lot of work on Dostoevsky's part, I find him to be a truly incredible, brilliant, and entertaining novelist, writer, and thinker. Next question. Oh, okay. So this is Dawn Lewis, P2N1R, and it just says congratulations. So thank you. Appreciate it. Here's a question from Emily. Great YouTube channel, book channel, Prose and Petticoats. And her question is Dear Matthew, here's my question. If you only had 1 year of reading left, how would you fill it in? Would you turn to books you have read and loved, or would you want to discover new stories? I will be waiting for you to reach the beautiful milestone of 10K. Emily, thank you. So if I was going to be dead in a year, I and I still was focused on reading for pleasure and not having an existential crisis, I probably would fall back on the books that I love the most. I would probably read the Bible, which I love. I love reading the stories from the Old Testament and Gospels, letters, and beautiful poetry, and Psalms, and Proverbs, and just all the wealth and beautiful things and strange, dark things that are in the Bible. And I would probably read the things that I love the most. So probably a lot of poetry, a lot of the Romantics, Coleridge, Byron, Shelley, Keats, and novels that I like revisiting, things that I like revisiting. Homer, for example, the Iliad, the Odyssey. I would want to spend my time with the companions that I love the most. The Painter's Muse, I would get that one in. Next question. Again, thank you, Emily. This is by Ayo Kaz. Congrats on 9.7K. Could you help me understand your taste in literature? What genres, time periods, style of writing, and authors do you like best? So I do read a wide variety. I would say my biggest shortcoming in general, if we're only speaking about fiction, is contemporary literature. I just don't follow it. I don't know very much. But I do read widely throughout the centuries. Ancient Greece, all the way up to the 20th century. What I appreciate and look for really comes down to sincerity and personality on the page. So I absolutely love reading Horace, as ancient Roman poet, and I can feel that he was a real person. There might be some affectation, artifice in the kind of poems and epistles that he wrote, but there's an immediacy, and I when I have that feeling, whether it's an 18th century book or a 20th century book or an ancient Roman book, a lot of the other kind of dressings fall into place. So genres, I really will read anything, but my distaste comes into play when I feel like an author is condescending or purposefully being obtrusive or something like that. I want to have fun, and I like when I feel like the author is wanting to have fun too, wanting to have fun on my behalf, or for me. I hope that's a good answer. Sterling Reeds, Summer, hello. Andy, little heart, so Andy's right over here. Congratulations, Matthew. I've been here from the beginning, so I don't have any questions. Summer, Sterling Reeds is another really great book channel. She has great discussions. I'll try it if I can remember. I don't know to leave links. I can't make any promises, but it's a good channel. Highly recommend it if you don't already know. Where are we? 10 minutes. Tudor Queen, 1963. Congratulations. I am truly curious as to what line of work you're in. I've often commented that your intricate and captivating reviews of books, wow, that's nice, thank you, make me think what an extraordinary literature teacher you'd be. Um, Secondarily, do you ever read newly released books? Thank you for sharing your gift with us. Um, I mentioned, I think in the previous video, that I'm a HR manager at a retail store in America, um, and um, I like my job very much. Um, I never really thought about being a teacher. I do. I've learned through making these videos that I do enjoy communicating my experience of the books that I read, um, giving my thoughts and things like that. Um, I think the issue for me, and I'm being funny, um, I like reading truly great books. Some of the greatest minds that have ever lived wrote things down, and I get to read them. And I've always thought it's such a sad irony that uh, teachers have to read these horrible book reports. And you end up having to read uh, just like the worst, most excruciating, painful uh, essays by students that didn't want to read the books, don't want to write the papers. um, and the person that has to read these things are the person that enjoys reading. Uh, and I'm being funny, of course, but it never occurred to me. And I'm in my 40s now. I'm most likely not going back to school to get a teaching degree. Um, and I don't really like children or teenagers or adults. I like cats. Um, Next question. Pastoral Grace. Many congratulations, Matthew, on reaching this notable milestone. Uh, May I wish you continued joy from your future readings. Thank you as always for sharing and the enlightenment. Uh, so just a very kind, nice words. So thank you. David Hall, 8656, another great BookTube YouTube channel. Um, Great discussions, a lot of interesting things. Congrats. What types of music are you into? Favorite bands, albums, pieces? Um, I will say, um, there was a point in my life where an interest in music just fell off a cliff. Um, I don't listen to music at all except for when I'm driving to work. My commute, basically, I listen to a local radio station. I don't listen to music on my phone. I don't have any kind of musical device in the house. Um, Very occasionally, I might put music on my phone, but it would be classical music or jazz. So really basic standard stuff. Beethoven, Mozart, Bach, um, among others. Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, Coltrane. Um, and then, like, when I think about my favorite like rock bands, it is still um, kind of boring answers. So the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. Um, in the 90s, which would be kind of like my teenage years, um, I liked Dave Matthews Band and Radiohead. And I listened to those albums constantly, over and over and over again. Um, and then just sort of stopped. I don't really know why. If I listened to it, I would love it, but I just don't. Um, Ashes Remain. It's Ben's band. They're good. Uh, we'll do another question. This is from uh, Bass Domination or Bass Domination. Happy for you, sir. Again, I highly recommend you read Leon Bloy, The Desperate Man to begin with. And I looked into this, and I do appreciate the recommendation. Um, and if I remember correctly, it was kind of an expensive book. Um, the Desperate Man. Um, Maybe I'll check out eBay, but I always appreciate recommendations. So thank you for that. ML Greg CW. Congratulations, Matthew. I enjoy your channel. I loved hearing the origin of your channel name. Um, what sparked your love of reading? Um, that's an easy question. It's a person. It's my old friend Bob. He's dead now. I met him at a coffee shop when I was 18, 19 years old. Didn't read anything for pleasure. I had to read books in school, but I didn't sit down to read. And this old man, this funny, sarcastic, caustic, brilliant man, talked to me about the books that he loved, and he would talk about David Copperfield or just Dickens in general or Balzac or whatever. He was extremely well read and had a mind like a bear trap, and he would talk about these stories and tell me like they're in these books, and I would go to the store and start buying these books and hear his voice and him telling me, and it completely won me over and has become my favorite thing to do for my leisure time, I suppose. I think he would have made a very good booktuber. uh, This is from Aaron Facer, another booktuber, a great booktuber. Again, has really good taste, has a lot of interesting things to say, shows a lot of really interesting books. Congratulations, it would be lovely to see you reach 10,000 subscribers. My question is, are there any poets you've read for the first time this year? And if not, are there any poets that you've reread recently where you felt you got to know their work on a deeper level? I can't say there's any notable poets that I've read this year. I do have the like Norton Anthology of English verse, and I have read some poets that I haven't come across before, but nothing that's memorable. As far as rereading, I reread Don Juan by Byron, or Don Juan by Byron, which is a long, epic, satirical poem, and it's brilliant and astonishing on levels that, and as I was reading it, it started beating out some of my favorite books, because not only is there a story and character and an ethereal voice, but there's also just the command of language to give yourself this poetic restriction for syllables and rhyming patterns, and then to make it seem so effortless, as if it was just tossed off, which it just can't be. And I was reading Don, I was reading Byron, and there's this like moment or this feeling of like, my God, like all I want to do is I should only be reading Byron. It's that good. Um, and Don Juan is a world. It's one of those books that is its own little micro universe. I'll stop there and then move on. I don't know how. Oh my God, we're gonna be here forever. Okay, I gotta do something.